What's going on, people? Jada Blac here. Welcome to another edition of this particular video. Make sure that y'all like it. Okay, we got a couple topics that I'm going to be speaking about. Make sure that you are subscribed to my streaming channel. I'll put the link in the comment section if it's not in the description box. Make sure that you're following all the social media to get the updates and updates, yes, and to get notifications as well. Okay, so you can keep up with whatever it is I'm doing. All right. Now, I know y'all are going to say, well, Jay, you just talked about Blac Chyna. I know, but I saw something come across, my emails, and I said, I read the article. I thought about it for a second, and I said, okay, let me go ahead and put this video out there. Now, this video is going to be more of a question than an absolute, because I know y'all hate absolutes. So just looking at the screenshot of the particular IG conversation that was going on, apparently a rapper by the name of Zoe Dollars was having an IG live, and Almighty J, YBN, Almighty J was in the stream, and he basically talked about how he pretty much cut her off and he's a free man. If he would have just said, I cut her off, I would have said, okay, I don't believe that they are broken up. But when he said he was a free man, I said to myself, okay, he could be trolling. But then I thought about it, and I said to myself, when the baby rumors got started, I know he probably got scared off. He probably had people around him that said, hey, listen, bro, you don't want to get her pregnant. And apparently they may have broken up. Listen, I don't think that this relationship was going to go far. You have an 18-year-old who wants to do 18-year-old things. He's dealing with a female who's going to be turning 30, who has 2 children. She has responsibilities. She's not making as much money. So I'm pretty sure she's putting pressure on him to give her funds, you know what I'm saying, to help her out here and there. And I think that could definitely put a strain on it, because he was probably used to her having her own, but when she's not getting booked like she used to, that same money ain't there, because she still has those same bad spending habits. And I can believe that could break that whole situation up. Look, he's 18 years old. Okay, he's having fun with it. She's still trying to remain relevant. And what it looks like to me is that he had the leverage in a relationship, because she began to rely on him more and more, to stay relevant. Even though a lot of people don't even know who YBN Almighty J is. So I can see him saying, you know what, I'm just having fun with this. I'm not taking this seriously. She's just somebody I'm dating. Because I think he was a little surprised by how easy it was to get with her. I think even he was surprised. You have an 18-year-old rapper who, again, is used to doing 18-year-old things. Probably video games, being in the studio, maybe going out and being with, other dudes his age or whatnot, maybe being around other females. And I think he wants to be around other females, okay? Because there's nothing new with Blac Chyna. This is a female who is about 30 years old with a ratchet side, okay? She's still out here trying to fight chicks, throw strollers, and she's not very mature. Why do you think Tyga doesn't deal with her anymore? Why do you think Tyga basically said, you know what, I'm done with it? Because he knows himself that she's not going to bring him anything. She's just going to be an anchor, And I feel like YBN Almighty J, he wants to be able to do what he wants to do. He doesn't want somebody who's clingy. She's probably clingy. She probably wants to be in public with him all the time so people can take photos. He probably likes to be a little more low key. That's why he said that he was a free man. because he probably feels like he's still a kid, even though he's 18, and he still wants to do, stuff that he wants to do or was doing before then. But she wants him to step into the role of responsibility. And he probably is saying, well, I'm not, that's not where I'm at. I'm at a different stage. So I can believe him moving on. Now, this could be a rumor. This could be something fake, but you cannot fake what is in front of you. You cannot fake the screenshot where he's saying that he cut her off. He's a free man. It was as if him and the dudes, you could just tell by the way he was talking in the stream that he had a conversation with him before about that relationship. And they probably felt like she was either holding him back, that he couldn't do certain things because of her. And he probably felt like the best thing for him to do was to leave her, because then he could do what he wants to do then, And I think this could be what it is. So I think this has more ways to be the truth than not, They could get back together, but if they do, they're only doing it to save face. But I don't think this dude YBN Almighty J really is educated on attention seeking in the media. You know what I'm saying? How people will get together literally just, for the sake of getting attention on them. They will be in public just to get photographers to take photos of them. So y'all can let me know what y'all think about that in the description box below. Let me talk about Blake Griffin. Apparently, Blake Griffin is breaking up with Kendall Jenner. Okay. According to Hot New Hip Hop, it says he's now single once again, or it says the baller is allegedly playing the field once again. Blake Griffin and Kylie Jenner's on again, off again relationship has been attracting headlines for quite some time, whether they were seen ignoring one another during Coachella or being spotted dining together in Los Angeles. The twosome keep the blogosphere ablaze with their every move. Reports began to surface during the winter months that Jenner and Griffin had significantly cooled down their budding romance after he was traded from the Los Angeles Clippers to the Detroit Pistons. I knew that would happen. Let me tell you this. The only reason why Kendall Jenner was interested in Blake Griffin was because he played for the Los Angeles Clippers. He played in the Staples Center. That is the only reason. Well, maybe, and because he's a popular NBA player, but he played in LA. He was playing for an LA team. That is what intrigued her. Now that he's all the way in Detroit, she's not going to do what Chloe is doing with Tristan Thompson. She's not willing to go stay in Cleveland. Kendall isn't, like Chloe. I think Chloe is really trying to be like her sister Kim and have the high profile relationship and children, this, that, and the third. Kendall is still young. She still wants to just be a socialite, so to speak. She still, you know what I'm saying? And her dating Blake Griffin was her way of doing that. But since he's playing in Detroit, she really has no interest in him as she did before. Let's see. The vast mileage of physical space that would separate the two for months on end reportedly put a strain on their relationship. However, it seems as though the two former lovebirds have finally bid farewell to their once thrilling affiliation. The basketball player was spotted chatting with actress Shay Mitchell while dining at Carbone in New York City, utilizing his newly minted single status to hit the town and canoodle with new prospects. Does that surprise people that he would be out there? Just listen. This man, Blake Griffin, left his fiance and 2 children to be with Kendall Jenner. He did it. He did it all for Jenner. I'm gonna start using that. he did it all for a Jenner. You know what I'm saying? You got all these guys who are doing it all for a Jenner or a Kardashian. Tristan Thompson did it all for a Kardashian. You know, and some of these guys, when I do some of these videos, some of this commentary, I'm gonna say, you know what, he did it all for a Jenner. And that's what it looks like in this situation. This guy left his family to be with Kendall because of her social status. I don't think it was necessarily her looks that drew him. I think it was the fact that she has the world's attention on her. Guys find that attractive, you know, especially Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin does a ton of advertisements and commercials. So he loves the spotlight. I think he relished playing in Los Angeles, you know. And now that he's in Detroit, she really wasn't interested. The distance could, you know, I don't think the distance really is a problem, because you have plenty of women who live in LA who date athletes who play and live in other cities. I don't think that's an excuse. I think it was her basically not really being as interested strongly as she was before, and Blake realizing that, and he's saying, you know what, this chick is fake. I don't want nothing to do with her, so I'm gonna move on. And that's basically what he did. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that in the comment section below. Let's talk about Draymond Green. He is responding to death threats from some guy by the name of Andrew Polk. Some guy. What I want to know is this: why do people make threats that they know they're not going to carry out? Does that make any sense to anybody? Twitter can be just an awful, awful place. It grants, now this is according to Yahoo Sports, it grants keyboard warriors the ability to say anything and direct it towards anyone. That is true. And Sunday afternoon epitomized that issue when comedian Andrew Polk tweeted out the following about Golden State Warriors forward Draymond Green during the Warriors Game 4 win over the New Orleans Pelicans. Polk's account, which was verified by Twitter and had thousands of followers, was deactivated shortly thereafter. But the account was restored a couple of hours later, and he retweeted an apology upon his return to Twitter. You know, I really don't get why people will say certain things and then want to apologize or take it back. What's the point? Now, yes, this is a white comedian who is making his threats, and this is what he said on Twitter. This guy is one of the biggest morons ever. I hope Draymond Green gets shot in the face as soon as he leaves the arena, which, looking at the citywide stats, is like 37%. Yes, he did tweet that. And I bet you he votes Democrat. See, these guys, one thing about these so-called comedians, they think because they're comedians, they can say whatever they want. Unfortunately, we've given a pass to comedians to say whatever they want to say. Now, y'all going to say, well, that's not a bad thing to say. In this climate, with all these people who want you to just follow a certain way of saying and doing things, this wasn't the right time and place to say this. Okay. Then you had someone respond. It says, congrats to Andrew Polk. You became famous for being stupid. Post accounts verified that Money Green. So this was his apology to Draymond Green. I tweeted a very dumb thing meant to be an edgy joke. As a frustrated basketball fan, I go through ups and downs, and as a comedian, I don't always express those in a digestible way. I wish no harm to anyone over a simple game, and I apologize sincerely. And that's from the comedian I never heard of, Andrew Polk. Maybe some of y'all have heard of him. I haven't. You know, all this talk about controlling, you know, people's what they can have, what they can carry, conceal. Again, I don't care if you're a comedian who's frustrated or not. You know, certain things you're just not going to be able to get away with saying. You know, and let's see. Draymond Green's teammate, David West, responded to this guy by saying, "Man, F you." They had an expletive there. Pope once again deleted his account, and it has remained deleted since. Yeah, you might want to keep that account closed, dude, because there's just certain things that you know you just can't say in this PC society. You just can't say it, you know. This very PC society, PC. You can't say certain things. And you shouldn't have said it anyway, even if it wasn't PC. No white comedian should be saying what he said in that tweet. Especially because it's almost like you're using this as an opportunity to say, well, I'm edgy. You know, this is how I am. You know, this is the type of guy I am, type of comedian. I'm always going to be edgy. I'm going to say things other people aren't going to say. But if you had said something before this that was just edgy, I would have heard of you before. But I haven't heard of you before, which lets me know that you just toed a line just like everybody else. Okay? Because trust and believe, you know, if Donald Trump has said something edgy, this guy probably one of the first people to get up in arms. Now, I don't know if his political affiliations, maybe y'all can inform me on what type of the line he toes, but obviously this was the wrong way of going about it. This is the first time I've ever heard a celebrity say that, you know, say this. And I think that this guy deserves a lot of the criticism that he's getting, because that was a very stupid thing to say. And then you brought up the statistics of the area, which made it look even worse, dude. It made you look condescending. Frustration is when you say the first thing that comes to mind. You had to think about that before you said it, because I'm pretty sure you had to look up the stats before you wrote that tweet. Okay? Be intelligent. Don't act stupid and then think people are going to give you a pass when you say stupid things. The Los Angeles-based comedian is originally from Ruston, Louisiana, roughly 375 miles from New Orleans. So it wouldn't make sense he's rooting against Green in this series. But the tweet clearly went way overboard. Green was his typical stat-stuffing self in Sunday's afternoon's win with 8 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, 4 steals, and 2 blocks, and was a team high plus 28 as the Warriors went up 3-1. Green, whose 15 technical fouls were second most in the NBA in the regular season, also had a technical in the game, his first in the playoffs. He was asked about the tweet after the game and handled it quite well with a lengthy answer. He said, "I just pray that he gets the help that he needs." That's from Draymond Green. And I would agree, Draymond Green. The worst thing that can happen to Twitter is a frustrated comedian. Because these would be the main ones popping off and saying crazy things in order to get hits. You know. But they're a comedian. Okay. Listen, I'm all for people being able to say what they want to say, but don't say stupid things like that. Come on, man. There's ways of being a fan, and there's ways of being a condescending asshole. And that's what you were, dude. That's exactly what you were. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you like the video and share it. Make sure you check out the other content as well. All the relevant links are in the description box. Make sure you continue to support the platform.